Find your purpose. A lot of people live on this earth and they get to be 30, 40, 50 before they find a purpose. If you've been able to discover your purpose, you can actually be able to see how you can go for in monetizing your purpose. And when you are humble, no matter the kind of money you have in life, one thing that is unique is that they're very humble. They don't, most guys, anytime they make small money, they just want to show off. They just want to be able to pop the champagne. They want to go and buy luxury properties. But that is not the essence of living. When you meet somebody who's wealthy than you, what you want to do is to be able to listen. You've got to ask the right question. And that's the secret of wealth. Only poor people always compete, but rich people collaborate. And real money doesn't make noise. Unreal money that make noise.
Thank you for coming to this wonderful masterclass today. It means that you have an intelligent ear for intelligent conversation. One thing I want you to do so that this can actually go far and wide is for you to subscribe.
Welcome to the Julius Aroba podcast, a platform for conversations on leadership, innovation, artificial intelligence, and global development.
Hello, billionaires and millionaires out there. And how are you doing? My name is Dr. Julius. I'm here to be able to talk to you about some of the simple things that can be. I don't know if you've ever thought or you've ever sat down or you've ever actually imagined it. Does it take for you to be able to look at some of the traits that are very important in a millionaire or in a billionaire or multis that are out there? One of them is that when you seek clarity in a place where it comes from the place of discovery of purpose, that is when you can actually have some of those secrets. Find your purpose. A lot of people live on this earth and they get to be 30, 40, 50 before they find a purpose. But I don't know you. I don't know where you're listening to. I don't know where you're actually watching this from. But one thing I want to tell you, if you've been able to discover your purpose, you can actually be able to see how you can go for in monetizing your purpose. In your purpose, there can be skills. In your purpose, there can be idea. In your purpose, there can be products. Or it can actually be something that is going to be able to lead you into a place of assignments. When we talk about a place of assignment, it's a place where God has created everybody. If you look out there, I don't know where you're watching this from. Maybe from the UK or from US, from Canada or Australia or Paris, or you're actually watching it from any African continent. But one thing I want to let you know is that in everything you do, there is a product, there is a service, and there is what I call identification of strategic location. Now, when you want to build, when we're talking about some of the traits of multis, of millionaires, of billionaires, is that you've got to be able to have what I call humility. When you are humble, no matter the kind of money you have in life, if you're not humble, it means that money might actually have what I call gradation. So, if you look at most of the multis globally, apart from the kind of products and services that they build, one thing that is unique is that they're very humble. They don't wear designers. They don't actually talk anyhow. They have coach and mentors that always lead them to the place of what they want to do. So, in this evening, or perhaps, I don't know where you're watching this from, but I want to let you know, apart from you actually having that what I call humility, because my Holy Bible says humility goes as part of those traits. It says, he that humbleth himself shall be lifted up. But you see, in this world of today, most guys, anytime they make small money, they just want to show off. They just want to express themselves. They just want to be able to pop the champagne. They want to go and buy luxury properties. But that is not the essence of living. The essence of living is giving. And when I mean giving, it means you are able to create that purpose, that humility, and that product and services into what God has got you to be able to. Now, when I think about it, look at how the firmament look like in this wonderful this evening. The firmament, as you can see, it's a time where you want to be able to see that how come God made day and night. And you've never actually heard about some of these things to be able to put it down. Now, if you are in a public place, in a place that is crowded, you can't actually be able to get clarity. Clarity comes in the place where you have what I call self-discovery. Self-nurturing, it comes within. It's not from outside. Again, as part of the things that we do as part of the RSI Links Millionaire community globally, which is for you to be able to know how to drive through your purpose, how to be able to position yourself strategically. Because most people in this time and age do not actually know how to position. Now, when you meet somebody who's wealthy than you, when you meet somebody who's actually up there than you, what you want to do is to be able to listen. When you want to listen, you've got to speak slowly. When you speak, you've got to ask the right question about how much you earn, not about who are your competitors. It's about what can I do to be of great value to you and your network? How can I be able to scale through to be able to see if I can solve some of the problems that you have? And how can I be able to position well in getting to see that what I do can actually complement what you do as a person? Now, if you have actually asking the right questions, a lot of things will also come to your mind when we talk about some of these things. So the thing is, it doesn't end here, but you've got to also discover, apart from asking the right question, take notes, go back to school. When I mean school, it means the school of mentorship, it means the school of chip, it means the school of you getting a coach or a mentor. Because I always tell people that if you know where you are going, it can be shorter, but if you know someone who have actually been to that destination, you can actually take mentorship from there. Then it becomes more shorter. How about that? And that's secret of wealth. Instead of you starting all over, only poor people always compete, but rich people collaborate and they solidify that collaboration. You see, there's no how you can make money in this world without people. You don't want to compete with people. You want to be able to collaborate them. You want to be able to see how they can be of greatness. As part of the Zillionaires community, one of the things that is so certain is that in life, everything you need for a spider to spin a spider, it's always inside the spider. For a spider to spin a web, it's inside it. It means that everything God wants to give to you is inside you. But have you ever sat down to think about what is that thing that is the spider within your world? And have you been able to put that thing together? Now, apart from the environment where you grew up from, apart from the books you read, apart from the places you go, apart from the mentor you have, you've got to be somebody who is go-getter. Go-getter, it means you are someone that have a to-do list and not a not to-do list. Most people in this world today always have a to-do list on day-to-day, but nobody ever have what I call not to-do list. And that's a secret. One of my mentor once told me about something that works, that it says, if you want to build a business in Miami, build a business in Miami and also hire Miami, because Americans will always buy from Americans. Now, in your own world, when you were starting that business, you just want to bring your family member into it. And at the end of the day, they might not even be from that country. And they might not be able to even know how to speak the language of money and how to be able to transact in businesses. Now, when you want to be able to create a product that can actually be of greatness, you've got to see how to hire the locals. You've got to see how you can go global. You've got to see how to, what I call franchising and collaborations. You don't need to own 100% of that business. You don't need to own 100% of the idea, but you can trademark it. Now, another thing here, when you've been able to trademark some of these things, or you got a patent for that idea, you've got to put a company in place, you have the right team and structures, you've got to see how you can be global in terms of you having an online presence. Real money doesn't make noise, but only rough money or unreal money that make noise. But I hope you've actually been able to get something today. And I remain your host again, your mentor, your coach, your mind surgeon. And my name is Dr. Professor Julius Aroba. And I'll see you again in our next masterclass and episode. Stay blessed and God bless you.
Subscribe now and join the conversation shaping the future of leadership, innovation, and global impact.